This company has done some really cool things. Became one of the first to offer a flexible 4-day work week. The idea here that some of the things that would take months to do or weeks to do or days to do can be done in seconds right now. Whatever business you're in, how can you use prompting to get these really valuable ways of talking? Create your own artificial intelligence sales trainer, help you train yourself how to do this best for your people.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's Ronsley, and I'm doing another live. It's called Amplify AI, how to use it in your business, how to use it to grow and get your business goals, revenue, credibility, operations, how to do all of that, how to grow brand, how to grow audience, and how to use AI while augmenting human intelligence. All right, let me show you what's coming up on the show. So today, we've got a couple of things I want to cover, and I'm going to hope that I get through this in half an hour. Well, 20 minutes is the goal, but the last few lives have gone to about half an hour and slightly more. I'm going to try and wrap a lot of this thing up quicker so I can get into the tactic, because today's tactic is really cool.
Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to Amplify AI. Consider this podcast your digital compass for you, the business leader, wanting to use artificial intelligence ethically and in alignment with your brand's identity to achieve your business goals. Leading and running a business in the world of AI is like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But this podcast and I are here to make that easy. Every episode is a masterclass in unlocking techniques for using AI as a business leader, founder, owner. Thanks for being here. Let's learn.
Today, we're going to learn how to customize sales conversations using artificial intelligence. We're going to talk about how your audience plus the product that you're selling, the use case of that product, those equal different types of cohorts. And we'll also talk about how the triage plus the cohort that we speak about here equals higher conversion, and how we can do that at speed using AI. We're going to talk about the technique of triage today. I'm going to go into some detail because the triage part is important when you're doing sales conversations. But I have some news in the sense that if you haven't seen already Sora, which is just insane, I'm going to talk about ChatGPT, how to use it properly, how to use it with all the different customizations that are possible, and talk about some ethical conversations around artificial intelligence. Let's get into the tactic, which is how to customize sales conversations using AI. Let me share my screen. This has been in the news for a while. Go to openai.com/Sora. The idea is you're creating video from text. It is basically, we've been doing from prompts to more text output. And then we went from prompts to images. Now we're going prompts to video. And I want to show you a prompt. You've seen this video, and it's the prompt which gives you this amazing AI generation. I want to put this in perspective, and I want you to think about this. As a business owner, there used to be a time when to capture something like this and get this kind of footage, if you see right now with the technology that we have, for someone to get good footage like this, if it's just a prompt away. There was this really cool news story about how this company was using artificial intelligence to give their whole team 4-day work weeks. And my new book, Amplify AI, is all about that. How do we use human intelligence to augment that human intelligence with artificial intelligence to create more human being versus human doing? So have a look. This is a London startup that works 4 days a week thanks to AI. It's really interesting. This is obviously something that we've always wanted. We've always wanted a work-life balance, and now we can have it. But there are some of us that are looking at AI and going, okay, let me cut my team. Let me not use it at all. They're going extreme. And I'm saying there's this really cool middle ground that we can totally use. This company has done some really cool things. The main idea here is that in general, companies have found to benefit from artificial intelligence, but they're considering that. But this company here has actually, TechNet, a London-based network of technology CEOs and senior executives that promoted the growth of innovation economy, adopted AI technologies in 2020, and became one of the first London startups to offer a flexible 4-day work week. I think there should be similar ideas out there for us business owners. We can actually offer our team, our people, reduce their cognitive load using artificial intelligence and get them to actually use AI in a good way. That's the news. Let's just get into ChatGPT and personalizing ChatGPT. What I want to show you is customized ChatGPT option here, which is really how you should be using ChatGPT. I'm talking about ChatGPT in general. So when you come to chat.openai.com and you come to ChatGPT, if I say is in the news. So ChatGPT is limited in a lot of ways in the sense that it is a large language model, which it didn't do any of that in the background, which usually it should do. So all these kind of things need to be checked for accuracy. Notice that it's given me headlines, but then it's come here and it said, given your interest in leveraging AI and podcasting for global problem solving, these developments could provide a rich backdrop for discussions on how technology can be used to foster understanding and propose solutions to such complex issues. How does ChatGPT even know? This is ChatGPT 4, know that it's put my personalization into context of what it's given me. It's also given me 3 different questions that I could ask it. How can AI and podcasting platforms be utilized to amplify voices from conflict zones like Gaza, promoting a deeper understanding of the humanitarian impacts involved? So it's used the output of the question, the prompt I've asked it, and then it's gone detailed into using me as customization to ask me follow-up questions. If you go down here, click on that, you come to customize ChatGPT, and you'll come to custom instructions. Now, there are 2 important blocks here. The first block is what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? Now, I'm giving it a lot of context. I'm telling it exactly what my focus is, who I am, what my current projects are, what my interests are, values and principles, what my goals are, what is my communication style. And I've given it instructions for it to better understand who I am. And the second box here is how I would like ChatGPT to respond. I always wanted to obviously address me as Ronsley and always include 2 to 3 potential follow-up questions in every response. So I'm asking it, I'm pre-programming it to like be smart for me, rather than me think of what the next questions are and potentially not even think the way it can think. It'll give me a different perspective on what I can potentially ask. And those 3 questions that it gives you is not something that you like. It's totally cool, but it gives you a different perspective. But I'm also saying, you know what? I want you to follow these instructions. I want you to have this kind of response format, this tone, this level of detail. I want you to give these kind of suggestions. I want you to ask these types of questions. I need you to make sure that whatever you're suggesting is small business friendly and adheres to ethical standards. I am very specific about exactly what I'm after and how I wanted to think, how I wanted to problem solve. I wanted to be aware of bias because we know that AI is biased in a lot of ways, depending on the data it's trained on. So I'm counteracting that, and you can counteract that too if you customize ChatGPT this way. That's how it knows who I am. So ChatGPT, even 3.5, you can use custom instructions because even if I give it something so random and so generic as help me brainstorm webinar topics, it has used my custom instructions to be very specific. The idea here is how to customize your sales conversations using artificial intelligence. Now, at no point here am I suggesting that these sales conversations should happen only by an artificial intelligent being. This is a sales conversation for a human being to use AI to better customize the conversation that they're having with the person. Let me show you this chat. This is 58 lines from my book. What it did was it broke down what I thought was the best way to customize sales conversations, which is very deeply thought of using a lot of research, including papers and in field, seeing how this works best. Basically, what I'm trying to ask it is, how long would customizing sales conversations take if we had to follow these exact steps, but did not use AI? Think this through step by step and give me your reasoning. So it's broken down the different ones, which is the steps are defining your customer cohorts, research each cohort thoroughly is the second step, develop customized value propositions. Now, all this can be done at speed. Create sales scripts for each of them, align them with your marketing. What if we had used a minimalist approach? What would be the simplest and easiest way to do this process to achieve the same results without AI? Minimalist approach, it broke it down, it made it 5 steps instead of 7, and it went 1 to 2 weeks, maybe about a few weeks to a month. What are the typical costs involved for a company to perform this? Consider the company has 5 to 8 full-time employees. So I'm kind of doing like an average of what people have. I think it gives you a rough idea of if you're below that or above that. So it gave me an understanding of how long it would take. So how can I find a way to remove this cost is my plan. How can we today, using artificial intelligence, do that at speed? So I'm like, okay, now that you're aware of the process, what are the advantages for a company to perform this project? What are the costs of not doing it? And what are the regular FAQs about this? So for the advantages of a company to perform this project is you get increased conversion rates. So if you do the customization of sales conversations and we customize it in a way that streamlines it and gets you the proper sales, then you get increased conversion rates, improved customer experience, competitive advantage, more efficient sales process, better alignment between sales and marketing. And if you don't do it, there's all these reasons for not doing it. But if you customize it, there's a few questions that might come up. The idea here that some of the things that would take months to do or weeks to do or days to do can be done in seconds right now. So then it gave me that. And then I asked it, what are the ways to justify the costs, time, and effort of doing this process? Quantify the best you can, the cost, the time, and effort saving over the year to execute this process. Think this through step by step and give me your reasoning, please. It then gave me how to justify costs. It broke down the cost and then what would the cost, time, and effort of doing this whole situation. Step 1, estimate the potential revenue increase, and then it calculated the potential increase in revenue, and then it estimated the time saved by sales reps, calculated the cost. So think of this for whatever business you're in. How can you use similar prompting to get these really valuable ways of talking? So now the way I'm trying to convince you is that customizing your sales conversations right now using AI is going to be massively beneficial. One of the ways to do that is to define your audience into customer cohorts. What I mean by that is, I'll give you an example, a coaching program for business owners and leaders who want to use artificial intelligence in their business. I mean, if someone's willing to learn the right way from someone who has done it before, like myself, who can program in 21 different languages and has been an entrepreneur for a whole bunch of years, then I can be very specific and very to the point. And I can say there are 2 types of people potentially as my customer cohort. They're either business owners or they're business leaders. Business leaders are people that are in the business that can empower their teams to adopt AI, and they can do it themselves, and that empowerment is really helpful in terms of what my plan is or my passion is and my focus is around artificial intelligence. And the other one is for business owners who are very autonomous in what they can do, in the sense that if they believe that this is something that they can implement, they can have better impact, they can augment human intelligence with artificial intelligence, then those are my people. They can not only empower themselves to learn, but they can empower their teams and the people they come across to learn. For me, there are 2 segments. So for you, define what your segments are. So first you define your customer cohorts, and the next is then you research each cohort thoroughly. What are the pain points for the business leaders? What are the pain points for the business owners? What are their fears? What are their values? What are their benefits? What are their aspirations? And they'll all be different, even though the outcome is the same and you can kind of put them in the same bracket. So then you research each of them. Now, this person has these things that they care about. This cohort are these things. And again, what I'm trying to say is you can do all this stuff at speed. Then you develop value customer propositions, and then you would have specific sales scripts, again, which you can totally do using artificial intelligence in a really
personalized manner. Then you create the sales scripts very specific for each one of them. Now there are 2 types of audiences or cohorts that you are dealing with. And now you can create marketing along the similar lines so that you're aligning your marketing and your content to your sales and you're customizing it all the way through. And then depending on who your salespeople are, whether it's your salespeople are your landing pages and it's a salesperson doing a conversation, or it is you doing the sales conversations, then understanding how to do this. And you can also use AI to role play this whole situation. You can create your own artificial intelligence sales trainer that will help you train yourself on how to do this best for your people. I'm going to go to ChatGPT 4. And I'm going to say, I want you to brainstorm with me, my audience, and I'm going to give you some specific things that I want you to brainstorm with me. And I'm going to tell you who I am and what I do. Use this as your analysis. I'm just giving it that text and I'm going to say, analyze my audience. See how it's being specific. These are 5 of their pain points. The technology integration, they're struggling to seamlessly integrate AI technologies into existing business operations, which I see all the time. They don't really understand or are thinking about the ethical considerations, or maybe they're worried about the ethical considerations and don't want to get into artificial intelligence, which is also at least 30% of the people that I help to integrate AI into their business. These are the 5 fears. They're worried about damaging the reputation, losing money, depending on technology, security breaches, misalignment with human values. And you see how it's done it so quickly, but it's done it with context because I've given it that. These are their beliefs. There's potential for AI. They believe that there's an ethical responsibility. There's a need to adapt. They believe it's important to have human oversight, and they believe that collaboration over competition is something that is important. And these are their values. So they value innovation, integrity, respect for privacy, sustainability, and inclusivity. They aspire to lead the industry change. They aspire to global impact. They aspire to operational excellence. These are the same people who would say, I want to change 1 million lives over the next 10 years or whatever. That is just ridiculously big that a lot of us can't go after. They aspire to innovative culture and community building. What they wish they could do after their pain points are fixed. They wish they could grow. They wish they could have data-driven decision-making. They wish they can enhance their customer experience. They wish they could develop their products in an innovative and better way. They wish they could be more ethical in their leadership. And they have these 5 mistakes that they wish they could avoid, which is rushing AI adoption, ignoring ethical implications, neglecting employee training, underestimating security risk, overlooking customer concerns. How long did that take us? It actually took me longer to read it than for it to take this line and my prompt and give me something so specific. Let me disable customization, and I want a new chat and run the same prompt again. I bet it wouldn't be as specific, and it won't be as specific as the one that was there previously. It's very generic in the way it's giving me responses as opposed to the previous one. So customize your ChatGPT. I hope you find that useful, by the way. Love what you do. Do what you love. Talk soon. Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI geek. Until then, much love.